What's up, YouTube? It's me, Nate. I'm in my garage. I'm having to reclaim it so we can make this a functional workspace again. Got a bunch of appliances to get out of here from the remodel that's been taking place, but want to catch you up on this Mustang. So here's where we're at, man. The Mustang is back home. It's been sitting here for a couple months. The bulk of the fabrication is all done. You could even see the beautiful jet hot coating that was done to the hot side under the engine bay. And what I'm going to do today is I got to pluck the compressor housings and motor mounts and take this dummy engine out of there, because that dummy engine is going in the GTO to finish up the twin turbo kits. But these are going to get powder coated black, as well as the engine mounts, the oil pan, maybe hammer tone. I'm going to mix it up. This whole car is going to be a matte black color. Going to do some cool aero stuff on it, including a nice wing in the back. But to catch you up on the fab work, entire cage is in, so everything is done except for a few areas to weld, just so that we have access to the inside of the car. Got a bunch of junk in here right now. A couple things to fix up would be like this badass aluminum dash. Looks really cool, beautifully done. The problem was Ernesto West, they didn't catch the fact that this was not on the center line of the steering shaft, and so they made a nice bracket to support the Dakota Digital gauge cluster, but it's way out of alignment, and that was kind of screwing up the clearance for the hot side and the steering. And so we're going to address that. We're going to kind of make a little bit of a modification to the pivot point on that steering, but all in all, excellent. I mean, take a look. We've got a nice dash bar in there that's gusseted in, and then that comes and connects right up to the shock towers. We've got a new frame rail, so if you look in here, booyah, brand new frame rail, everything gusseted in, so you can see this hoop here is gusseted right to the frame rail. It also hits the lower control arm upgraded mounting point, all chromoly down there. And then up here you can see we're also hitting the upper control arm bracket. Intercooler's in place. There's my handy dandy ice box, and in addition to that, you can see we got mini tubs. With those mini tubs from Team Z, we also went ahead and got some double adjustable strange coilovers. You can see they're not straight up. My drag racing suspension buddies put them at like a little 5-degree angle, which helps the rear end track straight. And so whatever they say, I go with it, man. I don't have a lot of experience with the drag car setups, and so this is going to be a real learning curve. And in case you don't know, the goal of this car, daily drive-in, 7-second car on 18-inch wheels, and that's what we're gonna do. And so come and check out all the space we got now for wheels and tires. I mean, we've really opened it all up, so there's plenty of space in that wheel tub. And so what we're gonna be doing is some BC Forge NA wheels. They're black on black, and so what they got is a matte black center with a gloss black wheel barrel. And then we're switching out the Cobra brakes for the same size Wilwood brakes. And so I'm going with Wilwood, and they're 6-piston calipers. I'm debating between black and red. Red will kind of pop, so red kind of, with everything else being black, having the red jump out will be cool. But black kind of sticks with that stealth Batman deal. And so, yeah, on the back, we're gonna do some aero work, design a little carbon fiber wing for it. So, not quite Tokyo Drift, but something that you might see on like a Hennessy ZL1. And so this car is going to sit a little bit low. It's going to have the 18s on it, 18 by 12.5 in the back, 18 by 8 up front, Mickey Thompson 345s on the back, maybe some Toyos or something up front that'll give us some grip. And I might put a sway bar in it, I might not, but it's got a full drag suspension, and so we're working to kind of conceal the true nature of the beast. Likely to replace the Lakewood 7030s with strange double adjustables. Going to need that to control an engine that can put down 2,000 at the tire. Although I don't have a transmission, I think, that can handle that. What we got is a 4L80 that's built. The 4L80 that's in there right now has a Jake's D3 trans brake, so I can launch and drive. People say it's kind of notoriously slow. At the end of the day, I just want to hit that number. It's not a grudge car, so we'll see how it does. And then it lets me leave and drive, and so I can kind of program the strategy with Pro EFI to get the transmission to do what we want it to do. And that's what we're gonna do. And so I wanna put some paddle shifters in here too. The gauge cluster is gonna be quite simple. We've just got Dakota Digital, and then we've got a data logger. And so, yeah, got a kind of a mess going on here in the garage today. We're gonna be getting this kind of pulled apart, and then check this out. Right there, AC evaporator core embedded. We're gonna remove this. The AC guy insisted on putting this because it's basically a temperature sensor that attenuates the signal to the compressor so that it doesn't burn out, because this thing is gonna make sub-freezing water quite easily. And then when you come back, you know, over here, oh, there's a condenser right there. So I've got an AC condenser that goes into the back of the car with integrated fans on it, as well as my trans cooler. And what we're doing with all that stuff, shout out to PTP, we've got their blankets, man, black. We're using heat exchangers. Like this guy here, I got from G&J Aircraft. This is for extracting heat from the radiator water, engine coolant temperature control. So if I ever see temperatures I don't like, which probably won't, because I've got a triple pass CSF radiator, you know, we can flip a toggle switch and flush ice water through the coolant that's on its way to the engine. And so everything in this engine bay is going to be XRP fittings. They're all black, Teflon, and we're going to be, you know, only using AN fittings for the water pump, for the radiator, for the heat exchanger setup. And the oil pan, you can take that, get it powder coated. It's on my real engine, but it's got an integrated oil cooler from the CTSV LSA. We've also got fluid heat exchangers for the fuel and the transmission. And so I've got a really robust trans cooler that's going to go into the back of the car. But, you know, for all the fluids, we've got the available ice water just for additional cooling capacity. And with the condenser under the back, that's where the heat gets dumped. So, you know, we'll just be dumping heat out the back away from the engine bay. So that's the update on the car. I've got a big goal of getting this thing running very, very soon. I mean, it actually has everything it requires to run right now. It's just time to put the real engine in there, finish up the cold side fabrication, and, you know, get a tune in this thing. And so I want to get it operational, drivable, and then we'll finish up the cosmetic stuff, including the front end, bumper setup, rear wing, perfecting all the body stuff, getting the windows all tinted, doing the tin work on the inside of the car, you know, stuff like that. And so got to get it running first. And then once we got it all running and we do the tin work, we'll finish the welding of the cage by just putting in the door bars and then the additional rocker bars, which are just going to run parallel to the subframes that are in there, just to help add rigidity. Despite the fact, you know, this is going to be a 7-second car, which was the goal. I'm not going to do a 7-second cage, so you know, I'll just basically drive it within the 8.5 range until it's time to just, you know, hit it. And so I'm going to want to showcase that 7-second power, and so we'll do it in increments. The first goal is going to be, you know, running a 10.0, then we'll go like 9.5, 9.0, break into the 8s, you know, 899, 8.5, and then we'll start attacking that other goal of, you know, 799 and faster. And so once I hit the 7 range, then I want to find out what we can do with the 4L80E. You know, I'm considering already getting a reed case for it and redoing it. This one here has some good parts. I mean, I've got billet input and intermediate shafts, everything cryogenic, metal treatment, D3 trans brake, billet, Jake's maxed out torque converter, triple disc lockup deal. But I can't really say how much power it can handle. I think it can handle enough power to reach the goal. And the goal would be, like I said, 7-second daily drivable Fox body. This thing's flex fuel. I'm gonna put some paddle shifters in there. Gonna finish up this here, get that so it's all lined up right, and that's the update.